This episode will cover a variety of topics, including the price of Bitcoin, events that have occurred in Japan, and other significant news. Since there is a lot of incorrect information going around, and a lot of individuals spouting lies without knowing the complete situation, you will also receive an update on the Ripple vs. SEC case. Both of these occurrences are occurring simultaneously. It is my pledge that we will discuss everything, so let's get started. As of right now, the value of one Bitcoin is $63,019, which is 1.44% more than it was the day before. The current value of Ethereum is $2,451, representing a 1.17% increase. Both USDT and USDC have maintained their current dollar exchange rates throughout this time period. Following a significant increase to 53 cents and a half cents, the price of XRP is currently attempting to return to its previous level of 54 cents. What should we do next, everyone? What should we do? It's not hard to respond to. Things are starting to make progress. The value of Bitcoin is on the verge of surpassing $66,000 for the second time. To put it another way, the trend is upward, and it is reasonable to anticipate that Bitcoin will receive an additional boost towards $66,000. It is possible that some of you are already aware of this, while some of you may not be. It is a discussion about the not too distant future. A few weeks from now, Bitcoin will reach $66,000. After this, I have a strong belief that it will continue to increase. What am I going to do at this very moment? There is a possibility that Bitcoin will return to its previous level and retrace its steps in order to reduce the gap between the CME and the lower $50,000 threshold. As a result of having this money, I am currently doing nothing but sitting here. In light of the fact that the bear market will come to an end once the CME gap is closed, I will not be concerned about what will occur in the future. When we hit approximately $55,000, we will be able to boost the market once more. To complete my investment in cryptocurrencies, I will purchase one more stock before I turn it in. I'm just being truthful about how I behave in this situation. This does not constitute financial advice. There is nothing that I am concealing, yet this is what I anticipate. After reaching a high of $66,000, it then fell back down to a range of between $50,000 and $55,000. Be sure to get your NFT if you haven't already done so. In the current month, a new tier known as the Halloween tier was introduced. We had sold more than 150 or 160 units in just 6 days by this point. We have not yet reached the halfway point of the month. Watch out for this. You will receive the whole amount of XRP back. On the 1st of this month, those who possessed XRP received a return of more than $1,030,000, which is equivalent to $50,000. We are going to continue doing this for as long as you continue to hold and complete the photo. Please refrain from attempting to deceive the system. All of your money will be returned to you after we acknowledge you as the holder of the money. Using a price of little under 9.2 million yen per coin, which is equivalent to 1 billion yen, Japan's Meta plant has purchased an additional 6.7 million coins worth of Bitcoin cryptocurrency. The fact that these large corporations are interested in entering the market is evidence that the industry is expanding and that a significant number of people are making use of it. We want to see these large corporations engage with the market and purchase Bitcoin so that we can observe what happens. The fact that these companies and organizations are controlling the market with their millions of dollars is something that must be kept in mind at all times. According to the bar, the majority of people are only able to accept a certain amount of cryptocurrencies. The fact that we have reached $2 trillion ought to make all of us joyful. Nevertheless, in order to achieve a value of $7 or $10 trillion, we require an increase in both the number of people and the amount of money. Due to the fact that they do not impose any value-added tax on Bitcoin transactions, the United Arab Emirates emerges as a favorable jurisdiction. This provision applies to the past as of the 1st of the year 2018. According to the company, all Bitcoin transactions that take place in the United Arab Emirates are risk-free and do not experience any value loss. The measure, according to a lawyer, lends even more legitimacy to the industry of virtual assets. Because they have witnessed the United Arab Emirates doing it, all of the countries that surround the UAE will now conduct themselves in the same manner. Why is it that they do not want their citizens to leave the country? This will make it simpler for people to come to the country, and an increase in the number of immigrants will lead to increased spending, which will be beneficial to the economy. It is said that the modification will be applicable to transactions starting as early as January 1st, 2018. The modification will become effective on November 15th. For the very first time, the exemption makes it abundantly apparent that digital assets are not subject to the tax. Instead, it is concerned with the buying and selling of those assets as well as their disposal. All cryptocurrency trades and conversions will no longer be subject to the 5% fee that was previously applied. This is something that needs to take place in every single country on the planet. People, this is not the United States of America, where taxes are levied on earnings from investments. Consider the scenario in which you purchase XRP for 50 cents and then have to pay taxes on it when the price goes up to $3, even if you do not withdraw the money. In the event that this thing crashes once more, the only thing you will be required to do is pay taxes on a $3 XRP that you never even made money on. Currently, the price is 50 cents. Wow, that's a smack on the wrist with 2 fingers. They are truly putting the United States of America in a position to fail. Should they begin imposing taxes on capital gains, the economy of the United States will collapse and no one will ever be able to retire. As Caitlin Long puts it, this is the case. Therefore, now that he is working in the private sector, will the individual who once served as the head of SEC enforcement work on crypto protection against the SEC? Now, please keep in mind the individual who forwarded this to the CC. After the report was submitted, he had already left the office. Do you have any thoughts? At that very moment, he decided to leave the Securities and Exchange Commission in order to take a position as the enforcement director at the Milbank legal firm. If he truly believed that businesses with ties to cryptocurrencies were engaging in criminal activities, then he would be required to provide an explanation for why he resigned from his position at the SEC. Want to work for the SEC? In the near future, he will be employed by a private corporation. Will he be facing the Securities and Exchange Commission in these cases? Since Ripple should have hired him earlier, it is too late for them to do so now. This is completely insane. According to what you saw, Bill Hinman and Jay Claim both experienced the same event. At this time, Gabby Girl is departing from the Securities and Exchange Commission in order to take a position at the Milbank law firm. This is a graph that shows the price of XRP over the course of the past year. As you can see, we are going to go for the kill. There is no doubt that we do range. From this point of view, the longer the base, the further we travel into space we will be. Over the course of the past 120 days, we have been able to acquire a more comprehensive understanding of this matter. XRP has a very lengthy base, and it has not reached an all-time high in 7 years. This is extremely unusual. It is a record for the top 20 or 25 cryptocurrencies available. This was something that Ellen Otero communicated to the judge in a letter that was sent not too long ago. Coinbase has granted its own request for an interlocutory appeal, which was requested in response to the government Ripple appeal filed by the CC. Coinbase has brought to light the fact that Howey's test application for secondary market sales has several problems that need to be addressed. In light of this, it is clear that a higher court ought to supply additional information. Despite the fact that interlocutory petitions are not often successful, Meta Laman argues that the appeal concerning Ripple makes Coinbase's case more compelling. How is the case between Ripple and the SEC now progressing? Let's talk about it. I would want to provide you with an update on the current situation. In light of the CC, I believe that Ripple is more vulnerable to risk in this scenario. May I ask what I mean by that? No worries, that's okay. It is clear that the individual who submitted the appeal has already left, and it appears that he has just informed them, "Fuck these guys, I'm going to file the appeal," before turning around and handing the case over to other members of the SEC staff. Even if we do not know whether or not the case will be heard or what the case is about, there is one thing that we are aware of. Many of the things that you read are not accurate. False information is circulating claiming XRP is a security and that we will miss the bull run. This information is being spread. The primary argument that was made in the case in the year 2020 was that XRP was a security. At this point, things are totally different. When it comes to this, there is no doubt. If the bull run is going to be missed, it is not. No changes will occur as a result of this appeal. One of two things will ultimately determine the outcome of this situation.